celebrate a victory par excellence by Ohmless Bear. Everyone on your feet, raucous emojis, quadruple 07s, crowns and gems galore for Ohmless Bear. Now, some of the details have been changed to protect the innocent, ladies and gentlemen. But he writes this to me. It's story time. It all started about a month and a half ago when I attended an event as a member of, parenthetically, now this is a change that I make to protect, parenthetically, as a member of outstanding achievers in his profession. The theme of the event was showering us all with praise, parenthetically, and exclusive leadership training. But then they shafted us with an hour-plus long anti-white obedience training that had me stirring in my seat from the start. I want you all to think about all of the anti-white obedience training that you've had to go through at university, freshman orientation at your new job, and over time, again and again, recurring at your job. The anti-white obedience training, and what do you do? And what does the white population do? What do the anti-non-whites do? What do the cucks do? They all just sit there obediently, taking the abuse. There's nothing they can say in return. There's nothing they can push back with. How did one of our champions handle this moment, ladies and gentlemen, armed with the Go Free Dialogic? He writes, we were strongly encouraged to complete a feedback survey at the conclusion of the event. Here's what I typed. And now, parenthetically, I'm going to tell you what he said. Ohmless Bear shared constructive feedback that is intended to be anonymous, but he added his name and contact information. Now, how many cucks or anti-non-whites can do that? He wrote in that feedback that he had spoken with some others in the class, and they agreed with him that the training was anti-white. He wrote that he's sure the company didn't intend to be anti-white, that he thinks they're trying to do the right thing, that the core message they were trying to convey could be stronger by not singling out and defaming an entire racial group, that they all, as an institution, want to guard against all ideas that could undermine their work, and so they should guard against the immorality of anti-whiteism. He asked them to please reach out to him to discuss the matter because this is an issue he finds to be very important. So, this high achiever in his industry, selected for this event for high achievers, is subjected with all of them to anti-white obedience training. He is able to address the anti-whiteism with his peers, the other high achievers in the company, with the Go Free dialectic and the Go Free arguments. He then, as they are all given a opportunity with a feedback survey to anonymously say what was good, what was bad, etc., he writes out all that I just shared, all of those ideas that I shared with you, and in that way, where he's sure that they don't want to be anti-white, he's sure that they want to do the right thing, that the training could be much better if it didn't include the defamation of an entire race of people, the white race, and then put his name now and contact information. How many people can object to anti-white ideology, anti-whiteism, at their place of work at all without getting fired? Because they're cucks, or they're schmucks. They can't because they'll be fired. But high achievers who are privy to the Go Free dialogic can address this with their employer. What ends up happening? I received a phone call, he writes. It was one of the presenters. He called me to take me up on my offer to elaborate on my perspective so he and his colleagues could better understand where I was coming from and to hear any suggestions I have for how they could improve the presentation in terms of making it less offensive to people like me. Apparently, the team of directors had all read my feedback, and it was the subject of some portion of one or more of their meetings, wherein they ultimately decided it would be best to contact me for more information. I don't want to excite you with every detail, but the conversation was very productive. He had a sincere and apologetic tone and was genuinely interested in learning more. What have you learned here about the Go Free dialogic? Do you think you would get a call like that from someone representing the executives of your company if you had made a series of cuck objections with abstractions, or even worse, schmuck objections? Jews are putting you up to this training. You know what kind of call you would get. It's called the pink slip call. He writes on, I had taken notes right after the presentation. Look at how smart Ohmless Bear is. Really just a list of anti-white isms we were forced to endure. So plenty of examples came to mind to utilize for illustration. I also cited several examples of anti-whiteism I have witnessed in other areas of, parenthetically, the company. He expressed agreement and understanding throughout, with no resistance to any of the points I was making. He repeatedly distanced himself from any ill intent and denied being himself anti-white several times. Oh my God. Oh my freaking God. This could be happening at every company that isn't so radically anti-white that any sign of resistance to anti-whiteism is even a moral one, is immediately a fireable offense. It could be happening across the Western world. All this is totally repeatable. My God. He denied being himself anti-white several times. As the audience takes a breath, he thanked me for taking his call and helping improve their program. Could you imagine any other way that you object to anti-whiteism and the officials say, thank you for helping us improve the program? I told him it was my pleasure and feel free to reach out again in the future if necessary. The great, the genius, the masterful Knight of the White Table, Ohmless Bear, finishes with this. Jason, brother, these are high-level executives, and they are having meetings about how to be less anti-white. I could have been disruptive and made myself the center of attention during the white guilting session. But in a room of over 100 others, in a career-related setting, there were too many variables and too much risk. I am really happy, ecstatic even, about how this effort turned out. I submitted my feedback not knowing how it would be taken, though I was confident my messaging was moral. They could have ignored me and persisted with poisoning our people's minds as they had for who knows how many years. But they did the right thing this time. I want to recall your memory to the elementary school where the curriculum was changed by the use of the Go Free dialogic, not only for the white child of our advocate, but for all the white children coming through that teacher's classroom. Same thing in this work environment, replicable, scalable. These are good folks who have been horribly misguided. I used anti-white narrative and both anti-white and anti-whiteism several times during our talk. So hopefully he will reinforce those concepts with his colleagues so they can be guided by them in their efforts to refine their presentation and speaker notes for future iterations. I feel like such an epic champion today, and you should, brother, because you are succeeding for our people. I feel like such an epic champion today, Jason, and it's all thanks to you. Go Free has unleashed within me the power to live a meaningful life and the ability to heal myself and others. Folks, that was my mission I gave myself when I was 12 years old, to free Western kind of anti-whiteism so that the powerful spirit of the West could manifest in us everywhere we are, in every boardroom, in every line of work, in every classroom. When interactions like this are so easily turned into flawless victories, it makes the recapture of our people's destiny seem within arm's reach. If you're ever feeling depressed, reflect upon Ohmless Bear's victory and what he just said right there. Thinking about how many of us will be viciously and needlessly victimized between now and then brings into focus how far away we really are. Story time is over, and it's time to get back to the work of white well-being. Thanks for everything you've done for me and for all of us on Team White Wellbeing, Jason. You are the man. You are the man. Big, stiff, proper salutes. Give this man crowns. Crowns and gems, ladies and gentlemen. Crowns and gems. Crowns and gems for the great Ohmless Bear. At work, able to speak up and change the minds of his peers in his place of employment, ladies and gentlemen. Replicable, scalable, everywhere we live, everywhere we work, everywhere we recreate. We can change the conversation. We can liberate our brothers and sisters. Look at how Ohmless Bear went to them. I know you're good people. I know you want to do the right thing. Discriminating, persecuting, maligning the white race's anti-whiteism, that's not the right thing. Let's talk about it. And he won the day. This is the only place with these kind of victories. God, shower this man with love and grace and opportunities. An achiever, a high achiever in his industry. That's the kind of people we bring here and manifest in service to white well-being. God bless Ohmless Bear. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to